Hey, everybody. Thank you for joining me today. We're going to be working on pages 26 and 27 of the fantasy coloring book, which is the same two pages we've been working on for the last several sessions. But today we might actually finish it or get really close. We're going to start with the human wizard and then do the goblin wizard and then start working towards into the background with the zombies and the skeletons, and it should be pretty cool. So, if you haven't yet, please follow my channel here on Twitch. And if you're watching this later, after I export it to YouTube, please like and subscribe to that channel. It would help me out a lot. Let's jump over to the streams page here. All right, so as I said, we're going to start with the human wizard. And over here on the left side, you can see some of the drawings that I've done of him. Uh, Giving a general idea of what he looks like. And over here on the right is actually the page that we're working on. I'm going to zoom out for a minute. So this is the whole page, and we've got a lot of stuff going on right here, right now. I've got stuff showing through other things, like the background shows through the characters. I've got the original concept sketch showing through the finished sketches here. And so I'm going to just clean it up for a second. So by taking off my concept sketch, now you can see all the characters here laid out. Still have the background showing through. But generally, this is where we're at. And I could turn off the background, and then that brings us into, I've got my zombies piled up back here. There's going to be some skeletons floating around out here. We've got the wizard back here, and he's fighting the goblin wizard. And so just a lot of stuff going on. We're going to get right down into it here. So we're zoom way in. And I am using layer masks to like eliminate stuff where it's showing through my characters. I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of that right here with the background. Let me turn this back up to full flow. I'm going to go ahead and just get rid of the background right here in the sketch that I've made of the wizard for now. That way, it's not in my way while we're working. And I'm going to turn off the dwarf fighter as well, since he's covering that guy's foot. That'll do it. Going back to the human wizard. Alright, I'm going to turn my flow back down to 20%, so we can get a little bit sketchy with the brush. Take my size down to 5. And so we need to basically, I've sketched out the wizard, got his pose going. He's having like a magic duel with the goblin wizard back there. And with this hand, I believe he's actually going to be casting magic at a couple of skeletons. But let's go ahead and zoom in over here on my references. And we're going to go ahead and work with that one right there. So my human wizard, he's a little bit of a crazy old guy, which is kind of fun. Put in some marks here for his facial features. And he'll probably be gritting his teeth or yelling or something like that. A little bit of action there. Carry his jawline through. And my eraser is much too big for right now. So this week I have been, well, it's only Tuesday, so I've now been on time for my stream 2 days in a row, which is a big change. Last week I had a lot of trouble being able to get to doing the stream or being too tired when I got home, having to like go right to bed and then do it later. So I'm glad I'm actually on schedule this week. That's a big change, and it's a good change. All right, so I'm getting his features in here generally. Let's see. Got some wrinkles in his face. With the wizard being so far back in the scene, he's kind of small, and we're not going to put a whole lot of detail into him. I just want to get enough that you can tell who he is. And let's see. His ear should be right around here. Now he wears a large pointy hat and some not unlike like one of those old sleeping caps that you might see in say like Pinocchio or something like that, an old cartoon. But it actually comes down right about here. And it has this forehead band to it, which is actually a solid band. This is like a piece of armor, kind of like some sort of a headband type armor piece. And it has all sorts of runes and stuff in it that are probably magical. Then it just kind of swoops up, and if you look over here, you can see that was my original doodle sketch in my concept phase. I had the wizard over there going pretty much off the page, but I decided I wanted to move him closer in. And you know what? I don't think I really want to bend his hat that hard. I actually want to keep it kind of up in the air. Be a little bit different this time. Okay. We are, yep. Just keeping an eye on all the chat stuff and the stream stuff there, making sure what's going on with the stream. Let's see. We'll put some of these rune pieces into his headband. And again, it is rather small at this point, so we'll probably have to keep it kind of simple. All right, then over here, he's got those slash marks. And there's a crescent moon right up about here. And there are 2 stripes there, and then 4 stripes down here. There we go. Now this wizard character is bald, so his head just literally comes right on down to his neck. No hair whatsoever there, but he does have a mustache and a beard. And I can clean up some of this other stuff over here that I don't need. Now, let's go ahead and put his mustache and beard in. So his mustache is pretty crazy. It's like a big handlebar mustache, but it also just kind of goes on forever. I'm going to take it all the way out here and then do the same thing over here with it. I think I want to have more of a curve right there. Kind of like if you had like a really long noodle attached to your face. And of course, it connects all the way, so there's not going to be like a black line right there. And then his beard. Now I need to go to a different image to reference his beard. So here we go. I've actually made his beard come all the way back to basically I don't know, the hinge of his jaw. And it really ends before his chest, so it should probably be just about like that. And that will cover some of his mustache on the other side because you won't see through the beard. And let's see here, it's coming down like so. Hello, Jester. How are you doing today? And we've got these trails that come off. Now, these actually do drop down just below the chest. Couple of nice little side details for the wizard's beard. All right, I think I kind of want to curve that forward. Well, I appreciate you coming out, Jester. This is the first time I actually tried to really like promote the stream before I did it. Most of the time I've just been posting afterward that I am doing it, but I am trying to be here every day from 2 to 4 p.m. to work on the coloring book. And so this is a 32-page coloring book I'm working on. This is currently pages 26 and 27. And what I'm doing is going through the penciling, sketching out every page, and then going back and inking the pages like the images you see on the left side of the screen. I actually have the first 20 pages done, but after getting through those, I decided to do it like one step at a time. So we're going to put his shoulder pads in, which are, I imagine these are soft, like cloth. And let's see, just bring that in like that. You might even see a little bit of that over on the other side. Just a little triangle. Now, this wizard has a hoodie and a jacket. So, well, his shirt is like a hoodie. So he's got a hood that comes out here at his back, and it tucks in over here at his neck. And underneath the hood is where his vest actually it has like a I don't know, a lapel, I think is what that's called, where it folds over. And let's see, we'll put the other one right over here. Just like that. Oh, maybe a little bit less of an angle there. So he's got this big belt that he wears. Let's see, it goes in right about here. With some trim, like a rolled rim at the top and bottom, but it also has some other forms to it. So it chops in at the center, right about here. Yeah, let's try to make that look about even. And then just get rid of that part of the outer rim and this part of the inner one. Actually, I want to make this a little bit wider because it's not quite as wide as I wanted it. So I'll just extend that right there, carry that across, and get rid of that line. Just making little adjustments. And clean that out. Then, of course, this piece angles back, so it's kind of like a squashed hexagon. But it's all connected together. Now, his vest tucks into, oops, got on the button again. There we go. His vest tucks into the belt, and he's got a shirt underneath, which, like I said before, he's got that hoodie that's part of this undershirt. And that shirt should have some wrinkles in it. We'll carry the hoodie part in right there. Now he's also got a necklace, but I don't think I'm going to bother putting that in on this image because, again, we are so far in the background with it right here. We'll give this a little bit of thickness back here and take it up. All right. And let's go ahead and go down the main form. Then I'm going to come back to his arms. So let's consult. All right. His robe or vest comes down. It's not quite knee length. So it comes out of here. And I'm going to have it billowing out here around him. And I'm going to carry the line, I think, like that. I am using a Wacom Cintiq, and I am using old Photoshop. This is Photoshop CS5 that I'm drawing in. I'm not a very big fan of the what do you call it? The monthly subscription things everything's gone to. I'm kind of old school like that. Uh I like owning the stuff that I use, even if it might become outdated at some point, because I've been using CS5 since I think since about 2011, and well, it's what 11 years now. So you know, I'd rather just own it and not have to pay for it every month. But yeah, this is my upgrade that I just recently got. I was using the XP Pen 22E or 22E Pro, I think it is, um, which works pretty well. But there is definitely a lot of difference between the two. All right, now, all right, his shirt. Okay, it's in three parts. That's what's going on there. I always forget when I do this character. So he's got these two little flaps here that are coming from his shirt, and then the main one that hangs down just a little bit lower, not quite to his knees either. That should be more like right there. And put some flow into that. Right on. I haven't used the Huion one, but I have heard that they are pretty good too. Um, now does is it the Huion one that I think I heard that their stylus is more like the Wacom styluses, where you don't have to charge them. They don't have a battery in them. All right, we'll put some fold lines in here. That's awesome. That is one of the big reasons that I didn't really like the well, not that I didn't like the XP pen, but that was one of the few things that I didn't like about it. Kind of is that I had to keep charging the pens and swatching or swapping back and forth. I mean, they did last a while, but that was kind of an issue sometimes where the thing just didn't want to work, and I wasn't sure if it was the tablet or the stylus. And so, I like being able to just turn it on and go. And I started out, well, way back when I first started drawing with digitally. I was using what was it? Um, oh boy, I I think the company was called Adesso, and I was using their tablets, and I'm not sure if you had to charge those pens or not. I don't think you did, but it was just a tablet. But you might have had to change the battery in them. It might have been the thing. They might not have been rechargeable. But then after a few years of working with the Adesso tablets, I did finally get my first Wacom tablet. A what was it? The Intuos Pro, I think. And I loved that thing. And the only reason I quit using it really was because I wanted a display. All right, so we've got his robes in place here. Right on. I never used the bamboo one, but I've seen where a lot of people were using those, and I know a lot of people still look for them, even, or they did I guess that was a while ago, but I do remember seeing people looking for them, like used and everything. Oh, it had to be just a few years ago, but I'm not entirely sure about the timeline on that. All right, so let's see. I'm not entirely happy with this character being completely flat-footed right here, so I'm gonna take his foot out and change it up a little bit. Let's bring it down. It's a little bit more of an arc, and yeah, get him up on his toes just a little bit there. Now, yeah, I put heels on these boots, so. Oh, hold on a second. Oh, okay, I gotta go on my be right back screen for a second. There we go. My wife is coming through, and she doesn't like being on camera. All right, she is through. Let's see, back to my. There we go. We're back. All right, so I'm going to do the same thing over here, though. Well, not the same thing, but I am going to put his boot in and give it that little bit of a heel, and then raise his foot up a bit more. And let's see here. Yeah, I do usually give his toes just a little bit of lift. I'll tell her you said hi when she comes back through. I'll have to go back to my be right back screen when she's coming through. But yeah, she hates getting on camera, and we just took a vacation not too long ago, and I was surprised she actually let me take photos. Alrighty, now so he's got just some very plain like riding boots, but I don't want to put them right at that level with the stairs in the background, so I'll bring them down just a touch. And I am going to turn off the background right now because we're getting into that point where we're starting to cross over into stuff that we just don't need to see right now. And just put some fold shapes into the boots to keep them interesting. All right, maybe one more right there. Let's see. That one feels, I don't know, I don't like that one. It makes it look like his leg is weak right there. Let's put it over here instead. And maybe cross this one down and then up. Well, thank you, Jester. Um, yeah, I started drawing. Well, I mean, I've been drawing ever since I was a little kid, but the old school D&D, Larry Elmore and Clyde Caldwell and some of the other guys, they were some of my bigger influences. So That's kind of the style I try to do. Now, for the coloring book, because it is going to be a coloring book, I'm not shading most of this. Like I'll put in some of that dark stuff every once in a while, but for the most part, I'm not putting in the hatching or whatever because I intend for people to be able to color it and do whatever they want with it. But like if I do line art normally, it has a lot more hatching and stuff to it that like better shading and trying to keep it interesting. Okay. So we've got that. He's just got like tights. So I'll put a couple of, well, maybe I'll just put a little bit or not at all. I don't know. They're not going to be like, what do I want to say? Like his pants aren't really wrinkly, but they're also not necessarily skin tight. Sometimes I do put just a little bit of a wrinkle right there. Maybe put one in here. Now for his sleeves. And of course, his sleeves are crazy. Um, so the style that I went for is he's got these 3 rings that separate his sleeves into sections. And on that arm, I think we're only going to really see the one. So he's got the big poofy shoulders, kind of like Snow White. I think Snow White's the one that comes to mind. Uh, but anyway, generally, like I think they're like uh, ballroom gown sleeves, big poofy with the sort of like tucked in wrinkles in them. And then he's got another ring right at the like right around where his elbow goes, but his sleeves are of course big and draping, and they just kind of flow out. And I'm not sure how much I really want to show of that right here with the magic, but I'm gonna go ahead. I think I'll go ahead and carry it in and have them. I'm gonna probably end up losing most of this that I'm putting in anyway with the fingers and the magic and everything, but I'll put it there for now, just in case. So right around here would be where his forearm comes in, and so there's a ring there, and the sleeves are bunched into that ring, and then at his wrist is a very large ring, which comes down to a bit of a point. And these are hard rings like like jewelry rings or whatever. So just kind of clear that out a little bit. Oh, I got a little fat down there. Alright, so I'm not going to even worry about his hand or the magic just yet. I'm just try to get these looking about right. So I want to have some cloth draped out that way. And his forearm might be a little bit visible right down there. This will be one of those areas where I think I'm going to put some black into it, some shadow. And keep that curving a bit more. And maybe just get rid of that one right there altogether. What is Shakespeare? Is that the style of the sleeve? All right. Let me think about huh. All right, I'm gonna get rid of this little scribble that I had for the magic. I think I'm gonna end up redoing that whole thing, and I'm gonna clean out his palm. So right here, and I think I made his hand just a little bit big. Okay. Yeah, I mean, Snow White is the one character I could think of right off the top of my head that has that type of sleeve. But yeah, Shakespeare is probably, yeah, now that I think about it, yes, the Shakespearean outfits and the one that he's usually shown in, that has that too. That's probably a better example since it is a male character. All right. How do I want to do this hand? So I think this hand is literally going to be casting some sort of magic down into this general area where I have skeletons or something I'm going to add in. So what if I go ahead and keep this finger out this way? And it'll be maybe a little bit weird looking. Let's see. It'll be really weird looking if I leave it completely separated into segments too. All right. But maybe do this one. And then bring the other ones where they're kind of curling in with the middle finger. Let's see how that looks. So yeah, then the palm itself would probably be about there. And we want to keep that ring going right there. Get rid of some of this stuff. So it's kind of working. And let's see. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and stop working on that right now. I think that's about good. That finger's still a little weird, but let me try tapering it a little bit more. Yeah, yeah, just leave it for now. And then oh, I forgot about his bracelet. So he has this bracelet, which since I did all that, I can just erase in. It is simple beads. And he has, let's see, this side will go with this ring right here for his elbow ring on his shirt. Okay, that got way too thick. Still not very good with the pressure on this. So sometimes I go like way too hard, and other times not so much. Alright. I'm going to clean out the arm lines. And kind of just do a few little drapery lines in here. Oh, and I should clean out that beard tendril. That should do. And for this hand, put that ring onto it, and again, drooping way down and coming to a point. And then his sleeves. Just kind of blast out there. And since it's not an actual point, I might just go ahead and bring it around right there like that. Okay, let me clean out the ring. Okie dokie. And we'll have some different directions folds here. That should do. That gives sort of that mixed direction twistiness that would be caused by having the sleeves like tucked into these rings or attached to these rings, and then also trying to follow the form of the figure. Okay, and these fingers aren't too bad. I do like that one being curved upward. And let's see, that would be like your knuckles here. I'll go ahead and keep that one curved upward as well. And coming down into the thumb. And then these last two fingers are tucked together. Okay. All right. So, in the full scheme of things, he's pretty small. But I think I'm going to go ahead and take his magic off of this layer, and I'm going to put it back in later on top. And we might get to that as well today. But that way I don't get all messed up here, because I've got his magic and the Goblin's magic coming together there, which, yeah, I think that's going to create a problem. But let me close him down for now, and we're going to open up the Goblin Wizard. He is right here. All right, so now we'll get started working on the Goblin Wizard back here, who is a ugly little 4 heads tall goblin and a wizard that he has some nasty features to him. I'm going to just start by taking out that magic that I had sketched in there. All right. Now, try to refine this face a little bit. eraser a bit smaller. Let's see. So we'll put his eye there, his nose right around there, and his mouth right about here. And I'll probably elongate his chin just a little bit here to help push his goblin features. Okay. Then he's got like a really long, pointy nose that sticks way out. And given our current angle, might have just screwed that all up. Let's see what I can do with it. I might even want it to break the plane of his face. Just kind of like that. Maybe. It's a little tricky. And let's see, he's got big eyebrow ridges. And his dark eyes. Yeah, I'm not sure about. Maybe it needs to go down some more. I think that might be what's going on here. Why it looks completely wrong. Well, thank you. So the problem I've been having with the goblins is that well, let me go over here. You can't even see that one in the. Oops, let me zoom in. So this guy is the first time I ever drew this character, and it was literally only meant to be that one drawing. And so, uh, I put all kinds of details into him, gave him this little staff with the rock or whatever, and he's got this bracer with eyeballs that are attached to it. In fact, there we go. So, um, but he kind of looks a little bit like in the forehead, he kind of resembles Yoda. And so, what I did stick with going through was this huge form in his head, kind of like his brain is coming around the sides or coming out around the sides. But yeah, so he is a interesting creation, but I've had to figure out going through my book what the proportions are for the character because when you draw it just one time without really thinking about it, uh, it it's hard to replicate it. You have to actually sit there and think about how that's constructed and maybe fix things as you go because it might have looked cool in one picture and not so much when you do it again. All right, so this I'm going to bring down. I think, well, actually, yeah, his brow ridge should be cutting down into there. Now he's looking a little bit more angry. And of course, he's got that fold out from his nostril. And the thing is that right now, like I said, we're in this particular page, we're so far in the background that I probably shouldn't even be putting this much detail into these characters, but yeah, if I can see it on the tablet, why not? But I will probably have to simplify it a little bit once I get to the inking stage. All right. Oh, I carried that bump too far forward right there. So he's got that lump thing I was just talking about, but we don't want to have it way up in his face. It's more towards the rear. So eyebrows. I think we might need to cut it way back. Something like that. And of course, I've got to put his ears in too. Attach those way back there at the back of his, yeah, at the back of his jaw. And so goblins with the big ears. Let's see. This comes out, and it's kind of tattered along the outside edge. And you'll probably be able to see some of his ear over here as well. Let's bring it like right about there. Big flappy ears. Let's see. Yeah, redrawing characters can be very tricky sometimes. Now, if you start out, like if you actually make a turnaround for your characters right from the beginning, it's usually a lot easier because you plan it out. But like this character sheet that I've done here is literally they're all images that I drew for the coloring book. So these are like the forms or the poses he's taken throughout the book, and then I just kind of try to like as I go, I might decide something looks better one way or another and change it up just a little bit. So once it's all done, I might end up going back and refining it a little bit more, like um, like going through the pages and just tweaking little things to make the characters a little bit more consistent where they do change. Okay. Right, so he's got his lip is like fat right there on the side and then comes up. Alright. No armor for this guy, not on no upper armor anyway, but he does have this necklace. And let's see, I want to have it shooting over this way. I'm gonna put it like right there. And then have this be like the string. All right. Now necklace has this thing has these points or not points but like rounded forms or nubs at the outer corners. I think the intention was to make that bone. Yeah, that's usually how I draw. It's kind of like bones, right? No, a lot of times I'll only draw my characters once, but like this one was, I was drawing some stuff, and then I was like, you know what? Let's do a coloring book, and so I started doing a coloring book, and of course, then my characters all had to be done multiple times throughout the book and in multiple poses. But yeah, I mean, it can be fun. It's definitely a challenge when you have to figure out what a character looks like from like every angle that they can possibly get. All right, let's see. So the chest is here. Bring that right around there. Actually, it should drop down a bit more, about like that. And so I'm putting his shoulder up in there. Let's go into his bicep right here. Back of the arm there. Well, um, publishing it can be done a few different ways. I'm not sure about, say, like publishing it where it would end up in Walmart, but or like at maybe Walden Books or Books a Million or whatever. Um, but I mean, my plan right now is to print the book myself and make it available in my Etsy store. Uh, but then also, if I can get the file size to work with Etsy, which Etsy really sucks on file sizes. I think like 25 megabytes is the biggest for their digital downloads. But if I can get it to work with them, I'll probably put the digital version available on my Etsy store as well. Either that, or I will do it through somebody else. Another option would be Amazon's what do they call it? Kindle Direct Publishing, or KDP. I've read up on that a little bit, and so with the Kindle, it's basically digital, but they also have a print option. So same general concept. It's just a matter of putting it somewhere where people can get it. And I want to stick with the simplest option if I can, like my Etsy store, which I already have. Or if not, then I'll try some other methods and see if I can get it out there. And let's see. Another option would be, again, I get it printed myself and go to the local gaming store, as in like a tabletop RPG store, and see if I can get them to carry some copies of it and maybe sell them for me with, like where they get a cut of the book or something like that. I've kind of thought about doing a Kickstarter, but I've never tried it, and I I probably could. I mean, especially since I've got 20 pages of this book done already. Um, it would probably, I would at least have something to show and say, "Hey, this is what I'm trying to do." But yeah, I never really even considered actually doing that to get the book out there. And I've never looked into Kickstarter as far as trying to run something through them, so I'm not sure how that really works. Okay. Now he's got a belt, and his belt has the same thing as his necklace. It's a big rectangle, except this one is rectangle where the necklace is more tapered. Yeah, wow, we're an hour in already. So I probably won't finish the page today, but we'll definitely get through this guy. But I've got a lot of zombies and skeletons to add to this thing. Oh, and the dog says hello. But since you brought up the Kickstarter, I might go ahead and look into that. I mean, like I said, I've got a little something to show to say, to prove that I'm doing something. It might be worthwhile to look into that. I know I've seen people that do Kickstarters for comic books and stuff. I'm not sure how well that's gone over, but I think one of the guys that I know that does comics, I think a lot of times he gets his books or the people he's doing books for get them funded through Kickstarter before they even begin drawing anything. All right. All right, so this goblin, the wizard, he has a loincloth that kind of comes down over his leg, and then it is draping. And in this scene, I think it's going to. We don't have internet. I do, or at least it says I do still. But if I cut out, it'll be because my internet's being twitchy during. I think we're having an ice storm. But go figure. One more little hassle to mess up my live stream schedule. Not yet. At least not that I can see. Is yours back on yet? Okay. And let's see, I don't like that particularly. Let me cut that in. Cut this back like that. Okay, we're still here. So, yeah, my internet's been a little twitchy today ever since I got home, but not real bad. But apparently my wife's internet just cut out while I'm still active, which is kind of weird, but sometimes it does that. All right. So let's see. Got this. That should be okay. And he's got. Oh, where am I at? Okay, got to turn the background back on because he is actually coming down some steps. So let's get the background back in here. And let's see. On the wizard, I'm going to go ahead and make that all dark where his leg is coming down to the step because that is back there. And then on the background, I'm going to erase this part. And I will go ahead and erase this because that's where his foot is going to be making contact with that stair or that step. And his toes will actually be kind of bulging past the edge, I think. And we'll get some big toes here. One more toe. Then bring the foot up. Thicken this leg up just a little bit. There we go. 5 big round toes. big claw. All right. Yeah. Still says I'm live. Still shows I have internet. Is your internet back up? Okay. Alrighty. Oh, and let me go back to the background and just clean that out a bit more. There we go. Alright, now this goblin is wearing, he's got this boot, or not really a boot, it's more like a leg warmer. And he's got a string that's wrapped around it. And then this actually just, it's a big floppy bit of fur. It's kind of wadded up around his leg. Just like that. And back to the background. Get rid of some more of that stuff. Okay. And I'm just gonna lightly put this in. A little bit of fur texture suggestion. That'll do. And let's see. Now he needs some little bit of muscle definition over here. Oh, okay, one moment. All right. Okay. And my wife was coming through again. Now we're clear. Let's see. So we've got, yeah, goblin knee, goblin leg muscles. Let's bulge that out right there so it's clearly coming out of the loincloth. Maybe bulge this outer thigh muscle just a little bit more. I figure even goblin wizards have to be kind of buff, otherwise all the other goblins would totally waste them. So this book is literally just being called the fantasy coloring book right now. It is my first one. Actually, let me cut to just for right now. I've got that's the title before I start the stream. It's just the fantasy coloring book, and I might come up with a better name for it later on. But that's what I got so far. It is literally just a fantasy coloring book. It kind of tells a story of the heroes adventuring and encountering uh, this party of bad guys, but no words, no activities, just pages to color and interpret the pictures of the story as you see fit. And we will be right back again. All right, you're clear. Yes. Okay, we're back again. Let's see, yeah, just about like that. And so this goblin's little staff is made of wood, but then he has, and it kind of grows around this rock that's jammed into it. And I figured the rock is like some sort of a like a meteorite. In fact, as I've been doing this book, I've been thinking my elf cleric that is in the foreground has a mace that is made out of like a meteor rock. And I was thinking maybe they have just two separate pieces from the same meteorite, and they've used it in different ways. And so, like, he's, as a goblin wizard, he's using it for evil. As a elven cleric, that's one of the good guys. She's using hers for good and healing and light and all that. And just, kind of like, really kind of like the whole He-Man and Skeletor thing. Yes, I'm sure it would be. Yeah, I mean, how one might create an eyeball gauntlet, but the question being, why would you do it, and what purpose would it really serve? And then the hand that he holds that he's actually holding the staff with is he has like a gauntlet, and the whole glove is like bones. So just big bony fingers. Not that you're going to really see that in this shot, but I do have a few shots within the last few pages as this major battle rages on where that was kind of prominent. And I have been thinking, after I finish this book, as it is, I kind of want to do another one where instead of having these big scenes and stuff with everybody um, doing battle, I kind of want to do one just featuring the characters, like in big, like easy to color pinup poses. All right. Because I kind of feel like every one of these characters, kind of deserves it. Let's see. This is the hand where he's casting his magic against the other wizard, and I don't really want to curl his fingers in like I had them. So let's figure out a better way to do this. Oh, there you go. My wife has joined us on Twitch, and she says hello. So, Joker, meet my wife Rita. Rita, Joker is in the chat. And Joker does pinup character, or not Joker, Jester, and Jester does pinup characters. He said, like poster type stuff. That's the trouble with drawing and talking. Or at least for me, I tend to get uh, sidetracked instead of actually reading. I think I remember something the right way, and I don't. All right, let me just open his fingers up real good here. And oh, I didn't even address in this right now. The uh, the Goblin Wizard is actually in the process of being attacked by the Ranger's Falcon. That's this big shape right here swooping down on him, and so that Falcon is there trying to break his concentration, and peck at him, and do whatnot that it can do. And I hate that hand already. That is just blech. Good. We agree on it. All right, now it's gone. The offending hand has been removed. Well, thank you, Jester. Yeah, I've been trying to make these characters look good, and and within like the last several pages where we started to get into sort of a battle with them all, uh, that's when I really wanted to make them all shine with all their special abilities and stuff. And so, yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with these pages and putting in like way more detail than I probably should. Is it? uh, mm-mm-mm. Okay. No more fingers. Uh, I think I'm just gonna have to change the whole thing here. That's not gonna work. So let's see. Here we go again. Changing it up. Let's actually do this. Level his hand out more. Thumb out into the palm. Knuckle, 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 knuckle. Okay. Let's try this. They're trying to hold hands. That's what's going on here. Okay. Thank you. All right. Now I just gotta figure out how it actually works here. Okay, let's see. You think the thumb is too big? It could be. Let's got the palm, one digit, two digits, and then that's coming to the back of the hand. That's the rest of the palm and the patting of the fingers. All right. Oh, and he needs his nails. Without nails, he doesn't look right. He's got nails like my daughter. There we go. Big evil fingernails. Because no villain is complete without them. Especially if they're goblinoid. Thicken that finger up a little bit more and bring it back. Get rid of these lines in here. Alright, I think I'm happy with that hand now. And now it's time to do that gauntlet with the eyeballs. Put some trim on it. And of course, it splits on the underside, so we're not going to see that anyway, where the laces are. That's good. We can focus on the eyeballs. What's that? That's good. Thank you. think it's too big now, though. Just a little bit. I might need to take basically his whole forearm and just shrink it just a little bit. That should do. Oops. There we go. All right. So let me get some other views of the glove. Yeah. Well, actually, it's not a glove, it's a wrist bracer. But yeah, so the eyeballs are literally attached along the sides, down near the bottom here. So we've got like one right here, one there where the thumb is blocking, and another one right here. And so let's see. And we'll give it a nice little stocky bit here and eyeball right here. And of course, that's like meaty tissue that's just kind of grabbing right into the leather. And a little bit of tissue up there, maybe. Let's see. Another eyeball here, and we'll put the other one right there. And these tendrils or eye stalks will be coming in from behind, so you'll actually be able to see the pupils in these eyeballs. And the iris. Yeah, that one, not so much. Yeah, it's, again, because this particular drawing is very small. So I might have to just simplify that even more. Okay. Oh, let me clean out that stalk, though. There we go. And maybe one more eyeball over here. There we go. I think, is that everything? He's got that tooth thing on his other arm, and oh, he's got like a little string of teeth here on his leg. Little necklace type thing. We'll just put that in real quick. Can't see the armor plate. And we will carry that loincloth around the backside a little bit. And he is done. So that's all of the characters put in. Let me go back over here and turn off the concept. And I'm going to close down the Goblin sheet. And I'm going to turn off the background for now. So we have the female elf cleric here, the female dwarf ranger, the male gnome barbarian, the male goblin barbarian, and I've turned off that fighter because we were working behind him. So the male dwarf fighter, human barbarian, uh, drow paladin, tiefling paladin, the goblin wizard, and the human wizard. And then this is a pile of zombies back here in the background. What do you call a goblin with 3 eyes? I don't know what. Oh, a goblin. Okay. Jeez. Oh boy. All right. So we got the background there. I'm going to need to take a break for about 10 minutes. So I'm going to jump over to the Be Right Back screen and take a quick break. And I will be back to finish off the last 20 or 30 minutes of the stream today. We're going to be working on the background uh, and just kind of finishing everything up. Okay, I am back. We're coming back to the stream. So, real quick, I lowered the opacity of the background, merged it down into my concept, and created a new background. That way, I can start doing this because I had sketched this in with my brush at like 100% opacity and like size 25 or 20 for the lines, which was a little ridiculous. I'm always talking to myself, honey. All right, so we're on the background and we are sketching in these stairs again. And let's see. That's right, so it all still shows through. Let me do this. Let me go to my concept, add a layer mask, and I'm going to crank this up to 100% flow and just paint out all of the background that's inside these characters that I don't want. This is actually on the, what do you call it? The concept thing where I've got really rough sketches of all the characters and all kinds of scribbly stuff. We'll just clean them out a little bit. Get rid of a lot of those hard background lines that I had sketched in there. Just to kind of clean things up so I can see what I'm doing a little bit better at this point. Get a little bit bigger for up here. All right. That should do. I'll get rid of some of that in the shield, inside the paladin, and the barbarian. And get rid of most of it over here inside the cleric. And this is that mace that I mentioned earlier that I think could potentially, as far as a story, even be made out of the same like asteroid rock or meteorite rock that the what do you call it? The bleh, yeah, words. That the Goblin wizard that his magic staff is made out of. Okay, that's good enough, I think. Just kind of cleaned that stuff out so that I can see what I'm doing here. We're going to start over here and zoom out a little bit. We're on the background layer now. Turn my flow back down. Get my brush down to about 5. Now I mentioned this wizard is, well, the wizards are having their little battle here. And I don't like them being that close together, really. So let me see. Can I slide my goblin over? Bring him over here a bit more so he's going to be just a little bit behind the tiefling. I think that'll work. That stretches them out just a little bit more. Maybe bring him. See, I don't want to like have them just barely overlap. I want to kind of, if they're going to overlap, I want to make sure that there's enough there that it's not just creating some weird tangent lines, but the stairs also end right there. So let's not overlap. Let's just keep him close. And then I can bring the human wizard, just a little further away over here. Say to about right there. So I don't want to put him too close to the edge in case, like during printing, it gets to the point where it starts getting cut off. Just the little things that I'm thinking about right here. Trying to finalize this thing. So these are the steps. And of course, they shouldn't be like perfectly cut. I'm thinking they should have like a lip on them. Oh, but I was going to work on that magic first. That's what I was going to do. So let me just sketch in my circular magic form here. I like to end it at both ends of the hand. I'm going to do the same thing over here with the wizards, the goblin wizards. Okay. And then they are essentially connected right here. And so I'm doing this on the background layer, kind of getting rid of certain things. Okay. Let me go back to the concept and paint out. Well, no, I'm not going to do that because then I have to change my flow again. So the human wizard, he has a thing for using fire. So I like to mostly make his magic come off looking kind of like fire. Maybe some plasma and fire and who knows what there. Yeah. Oh, but I brought it all the way down. I didn't want to do that. I want to have this taper down into a point right here and just flare out like that. Same thing over here. And maybe clean up this interior a little bit more as far as kind of having that energy look to it. Some sharp bits that look kind of like the fire shape. Okay. And then the goblin, his is like necrotic lightning. So I kind of want to stick with some hard edges here, like lightning, right down into there. Same thing down here. Okay, so I can clean out any of those little sketchy lines that I had. It's good enough for now. And I'm going to try to just keep this all angular and chunky out here. And then I'll add like actual lightning streaks coming out of it. And let's see, that comes together as a point. The same as what I did with the with the human wizard. So this should just keep approximately the same thickness through it. And then right here in the center where it comes together, I'm not sure what I want to do with that. I'm trying to think how these two energy types would come together and clash. And I'm thinking it might just be you know what? Let's just do a little sort of a what do you call it? Like a starburst type thing here. Make this come together at the same point. So the fire and the lightning are coming together. Maybe even just kind of push everything back a little bit. Yeah. So it's kind of like this little starburst right here where everything comes together, and we want to make sure that none of the other shape or design of this really touches it. And it should come together as like this. Okay. Let's see. Getting right down into it right here. I think I want to separate that just a bit more. Yeah, maybe push this back that much more. Bring that together there. All right. There we go. So let me just draw the starburst right here first. That might make this easier. And open that up. And get rid of this stuff out here that's touching it. Okay. And then just angle that in right there. And bring that to a point. Bring that up and in. And there. And maybe smooth this out and elongate it a little bit more. And we could even put a circle in there, but I don't think I want to. I don't think I need that. But I do feel like these need to be cleared out a little bit better. Oh, I think that's that bug from yesterday coming and flying around my face. All right. So that's in there, and let's see. Zoom out a little bit. Yeah. So you can see there's something going on there. Then, let's see. I'm going to put them on the background layer. I'm going to put a skeleton right here. So this is his skull, then his neck, and his torso, rib cage. And for the skeletons, mostly just kind of scribbling them in a little bit, get the general feel of a skeleton. But this one, let's see, what was he doing? I think it doesn't matter because his jaw is super open. There's his eyes. And of course, that's not even going to be intact. I am totally going to annihilate this skeleton. So that's his head. And actually, yeah, I'm going to redo it. His head is actually over here, mostly. And his jaw is down here. And we'll clear that out. So this is his upper jaw. Eye holes. Skull. Might need to fine tune that a little bit more. A little bit. So what am I messing up here? All right. So that's generally what that looks like. Put some teeth on it. And this is his lower jaw with some teeth. And then this is the burst area right here. And we might include a little bit of bone fragments out here. Maybe even some teeth. All right. So then that's this hand to that point. There we go. And let's see. Let's go with a shape about like that. Oh, wait, not that wide. Or at least not quite that far along it. So this is going to be like a mini fireball. It is shooting back this way, back to the hand. And you've literally got fire just roiling around this thing. And maybe some flames shooting out over here. Maybe a little bit of flame over here. That might not work out. That's a little far out there. Oh, I was zoomed out a little bit. This should help a little bit as far as putting the thing together. Okay. All right, so let me go back to the concept and just erase out some of this stuff that we don't need at all, because the steps are covered by the magic and the fireball and the skull. There we go. Back to the background layer. Well, that is interesting. What do I have going on here? Oh, okay. So some of these lines are actually, what do you call it? The head measurements for the characters. That's why they're showing through it. I can't seem to do anything with them. Alright, I'm going to get rid of this. And just kind of use some more of a wavy line here. That'll do. And on my human wizard, I can add a layer mask because I don't want to, what do you call it? I don't want to necessarily destroy the drawing underneath the magic. At least not yet. So here we go. Back to the background. Alrighty. So that is magic coming out of the wizard's hand. This little fireball that is annihilating this skull. And we'll have some more tendrils that kind of shoot along here. And I could probably put like a fragment here and a fragment here just to help sell that idea that the thing is blowing apart. Then down here, I'm going to go ahead and separate his neck from his head right there. And we'll refine this just a little bit. Oh, it's 5 minutes to quitting time. So yeah, only getting, well, I did get pretty well through this today. We just need to do all the zombies and the skeletons and the background. So we made pretty good progress. And since I've gone through the hard part of getting all of the characters into the scene, I do believe that tomorrow I will be able to finish these 2 pages. This is 2 pages together that I'm working on. But for today, in the last few minutes, let's go ahead and sketch in. Let's see, so this is rubble right here. And this is like The floor has been penetrated from underneath. Up, like some serious upheaval or whatnot. And there would be a skeleton coming up through the ground right here. So that's his head. I'm just gonna rough sketch these guys in like super fast just to get them in there. And let's see. He might be reaching upward. Just trying, he might even be like punching, trying to break free. And we could even carry some junk up in the air with his arm there to show that. Then let's see, I got maybe another one right over here. Same thing, you got rubble coming up out of the ground, debris, stuff all tattered and messy. And let's put that skeleton, put his head like right here. Give him some basic features. Maybe this one's mouth is a little bit open. A little goofy looking. That's okay. You know, all the undead are not perfect. Sometimes their faces fall off. Sternum, do some ribs. Okay. And we might go ahead and bring in. Let's see, where else do I want one? I'm gonna put one right over here. Let's go with the rubble here. And this is going across the center line of the page. So I got rubble here, which is kind of unimportant compared to some of the other things. And this skeleton, let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just put the back of its head, like right there, across the center line of the page, or the two pages. Rib cage here. More rubble over here. And the arm. Let's have the arm crossed back. And then down here, you'll have finger bones. And the other arm might be over there, lifting it up out of the dirt. And so let's see, then this one could also be mouth open, cackling. Just totally tweaked that shape a little bit, but we'll get the right general look here, sort of. Okay. Then over here, I've got my zombies pouring through that portal, doorway, actually, doorway. But yeah, it is a portal. Doorways are portals. All right, and for these pillars, they have like three ridge bits in them. Okay. So let's just darken one side in a little bit. Okay. Carry those all the way. Pillar ends right there. Tapers out. Comes down to the bottom. And has a little bit of a curve to it. Now, if I go to the concept, I think I could just, erase some of that out. Because again, I did sketch that with like a size 20 brush, fully opaque, so it is some seriously heavy line work there that I don't want to keep in it. Alright, so this is there. This can go here. And I might put some of the pattern stuff from some of the earlier pages in here as well. But not just yet. So for this pillar, we'll go with 1, 2, 1 there, 1 there, 1 there, and 1 there. Same general idea. Just darkening in one of these lines to be like the darker edge of those forms. And we'll do it again over here. Let's say it's about that big. Do another one right here. And that should do it. And I will do another line in there. Now, one thing I can do real quick, because I already did the work on it. Load my elf cleric. Okay. Alright. So let me put a layer mask on that. Alright. Okay. Interesting. That does go everywhere, right? Yep. Okay. So now if we zoom back in here, there should be nothing showing through the elf cleric. Right. She is pretty well cleaned out. The only thing still there is actually her head measurement lines. Ooh, and I don't like that one little bit there. Where is it? Gotta find her. Elf cleric. There you are. So this leg just feels like it's way too stylized right there. That's better. And then that can get cleaned up. And just, yeah, cleaning out some of those lines that we don't need anymore. Now, I believe I can do this for most of my characters across the front row. Let's see, the Dwarf Ranger. So if I go back here to the concept and the background, then we can do the Gnome Barbarian. Okay. How about the Goblin Barbarian? Okay. There we go. Dwarf Fighter. And again. So that's helpful. Now we've got some pretty clean stuff there in the front row. Who else do I have a selection of at this point? Is that all of them? Dwarf Ranger, No Barbarian, Goblin Barbarian, Dwarf Fighter. Yep, that's all of them. I haven't actually done selections of the characters in the back row. But, yeah, so then my human wizard, I don't want to show his boot in the fighter's shoulder pad. I would just paint that out. Okay, I think we're pretty good for now. And that is where we're at. So, like I said, I still have in my concept a lot of stuff scribbled in, but yeah, we're just gonna have to do the background tomorrow, which I might even do if I get home early enough. I might do that before the stream and just jump to the next page. But I really like how this has come along. We got this whole epic battle scene going on here. And yeah, it should be pretty cool. So I'm going to end the stream for today. And once again, if you're watching me here on Twitch, please follow my channel. I am trying to stream every weekday from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. If you're watching it later on YouTube, please like and subscribe to my channel. I am uploading these to YouTube once I get them done, finish filming here in the live stream. But you're always welcome to come catch me on Twitch and, hang out, chat. I'll chat with you the whole time I'm drawing. And thanks again, Jester, for coming out and visiting today. And to my wife, who also came and watched and chatted. And yeah, I look forward to seeing everybody in the next stream, which should be tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern. Bye for now.